The defense was epic, absolutely incredible. And I think that it started with the D line, obviously. There were 57 total defensive snaps. Listen to the snap counts because I think that this is so important. Nick
Mhm.
Bosa led all D line, 37 snaps out of 57. The previous week, he played every damn defensive snap. Now he got 20 off. And so
Rest.
the rotation, Nick Bosa, 37, Hargrave, 37, Chase Young, 35, Armstead, 34, Kinlaw, 24, Givens, 24, Farrell, 22, Randy Gregory, 21.
It's
What are your
confusing,
eh,
John.
go ahead. Let's talk about it.
Well, just at the snap count, right? So Chase Young didn't play in that first series. So that was 3 snaps. So how did he end up with only 2 less than Nick Bosa and Hargrave, who played on those 3 carries? I might miscount. I don't know. It seemed like after that first possession, when Armstead got his sack, that's when you started to interject that Chase Young energy and things like that. I agree with you that the defensive front was the key to this game. It allowed the secondary to tee off and play different. And we said that. We said the key to some good secondaries, if you don't have the superstar studded guys in the backfield like a Patrick Surtain or a Kyle Hamilton or those guys that stand out, like, that are top, like you apply the pressure up front. And I thought rotation is key for the San Francisco 49ers. If Nick Bosa can stay effective with less snaps, man, no wonder he stayed fresh in this game. And then you look at the interior, and I'm hoping Eric Armstead's foot is going to be okay because Brandon Sheriff is probably one of the dirtiest players in
Hey,
the
he called him out
NFL.
on it too.
He
Yeah.
did call him out, which Armstead has zero problems calling people out.
You said it, not me. I was trying to behave.
And so I like that from Armstead, though. He's starting to be vocal. I'm starting to get a
Oh
dog
my
from
gosh.
Armstead. But no, seriously, I'm starting to sense the dog in him. But nah, like, think about it, though. And so, like, I'm like, yo, the rotation is crazy. And you're seeing production, right? And it reminds me, I keep saying it, like, if the Niners, it allows, first of all, it reminds me of that Giants defense in 2007 because they just stayed fresh. Tom
Duck
Brady,
and all those guys
yo, my
rotating, yeah.
God, Tom Brady didn't know who was hitting him at what time. And regardless, it came down to what it came down to. Tom Brady was pressured the whole game. And so, when you got the greatest quarterback of all time, arguably being pressured the whole game from guys he just can't, who that? Where he come from? That's what the Niners are doing. It's not even that they're trying to confuse you. They're just trying to stay fresh and healthy. And health is wealth. And so that's what I'm getting from this defensive line. And I can't wait to see how they're going to play at home against Tampa Bay.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. And it's funny because I want to talk about 2 things. I want to stay on this D line conversation. Don't bother me says Bosa's supercharged having Young out there. It was the best Bosa's been. This is his best
That was his
game
best
this
game.
year by
Best
a
game.
considerable margin. Now, Akash, who does great work always, he's one
Yes,
of the
sir.
best tweeters out there. He says his pressure to sack rate for the 49ers defense this year, the highest that we had was week 1 against Pittsburgh, 20.8. We had a 0 sack rate, pressure to sack rate against Minnesota, 18 against Cincinnati. We had the highest, 45.5% pressure to sack rate. They finally finished. They were finally affecting the passer. And I don't know.
Well,
Go
can
ahead.
we add in the simple fact that Trevor Lawrence was the second best quarterback with quarterback release time at 2.2 seconds? And so
Yeah.
when it was Joe Burrow. All these quarterbacks get the ball out of their hands quicker than 2.4 seconds. All of the ones we played, maybe except for Kenny Pickett and maybe Daniel Jones at the times when we played them. But the other quarterbacks were getting that ball out quick and fast in a hurry. And the Niners pressure was there, but the sacks weren't coming, right? So they were getting to Kirk Cousins, but they just couldn't get him down on the ground as effectively. When you add Chase Young to that equation, there's no more just doubling Nick Bosa and doubling Hargrave. On the first sack of the game, like, if I know you watched the film, first sack of the game, they weren't even double teamed. They couldn't. They couldn't even max protect. They thought they could and they couldn't. They
Right.
couldn't max protect. You know who they doubled? They doubled Eric Armstead. Who got the sack?
Yep. And that's the thing. Like back-to-back weeks, Armstead's been getting the double teams. Back-to-back. He got 17 double teams in the first half against the last time we played, the Bengals. Keep doing that. Go ahead. And I know that's like the quote unquote plugger role in our defense where we put him in between and it's like an automatic call to double them based on his alignment. But teams that do not adjust for the outside edge pressure, that is on them. That is on them. Want to say thank you to Gold Blooded. Appreciate the super chat. He says, didn't get to watch the game in full because the daughter softball game. You're a good dad. That's what's up. Kids first. But seeing Demo was in the nickel, was that all game or certain packages?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I mean, so the corners, the outside starting corners were Demo and Charvarius Ward, which I want to talk about Charvarius Ward here in a minute. Whenever it went to 11 personnel and we went nickel package, Demo kicked in, Ambry Thomas came in on the outside. And I want to talk about all three of these guys. So, Wade, your pick first, Demo, Ambry. I want to take your Michigan guy. Come on, man. You deserve that. Talk about Ambry.
Yeah, so Ambry, it just this seemed kind of like rookie Ambry Thomas, right? Second half of the season, the button flipped, the light bulb clicked, switched. However y'all look at it, it just turned on. Now I will say that his assignments were a little different. I saw a lot of press man from Ambry Thomas in this game, which is his comfort zone. A lot less off, giving up the underneath, a lot more press man. Now, does he struggle with moves and quick twitches? Yeah, but you know where he is? Around the ball. Like at the end of the day, if he's giving up the catch, he's making the tackle. And then on that one play, 3 targets, 2 receptions, 66 point whatever percentage, 66.6. Cool, no problem, right? Not a problem at all because on that last one, it was fumble Ruski. Like he didn't give up on the play. He was playing the inside, which means he wasn't going to give up that. So the out of bounds lines where the guy had to go, he couldn't get out of bounds. Ambry didn't give up. He kept scrapping, and you can't ask for more. A better play from a defensive back. Pulls the ball out of his hand. Let's talk about after that. After that, he picks the ball up. After that, he returns the ball and he finds a way to stay in bounds, and then gets all the way. It was super slow motion. If you guys know the story of the tortoise in the here, he was definitely the tortoise. Even though he had speed, but I think he was so tired by the time he got that ball. But he found a way into the end zone. Unfortunately, it was called back due to the team being on the field during the time and interference, which is a penalty.
Yeah. Can I play the Shanahan clip?
Absolutely.
This is Shanahan talking about the players getting on the field and coaches as well.
Is I one? Yeah. No, I would have been mad at whoever did it. No, I was mad at myself, and I thought the play was over. We couldn't see, and everyone jumped up. And so when that happens, you're getting out there to start to congratulate people coming back, and they're not coming back to congratulate us. They're running back at us. So everyone got it. We know the rules, definitely. We know you can't go on the field. I personally thought the play was over. They ran right by us, and it was very unfortunate because it's a good learning experience for our team. We do show that stuff, but it was short-lived because we ended up scoring. So we can live with it, but good learning example for us.
Tough. He would have trashed everybody. And the funny thing was, it was 3 rookies and Kyle Shanahan.
Right.
It was Ronnie Bell, D.
Winters,
Winters, and Jair Brown and Shanahan. Yeah. And that's a rookie excitement, thing, which I'm glad that they're excited to get on the field for special teams. But yeah, that was sorry, Ambry Thomas. I would like this conversation to continue. I didn't want to cut you off.
I just thought he definitely played the best game all season long that he was asked to do. I got to go back and watch the film. I thought that the Niners were in nickel on the first play, so
they were.
I think Ambry started on the outside, whereas Deommodore Lenoir started inside. Not saying he didn't take any outside snaps. They didn't test Ambry Thomas, and they didn't have the time to test Ambry Thomas. And like I said, Ambry, Steve Wilks at the beginning of the season has this, affinity for a player like Ambry Thomas. There's something about Ambry Thomas' skill set that Steve Wilks likes. The only thing from Ambry Thomas is his mental and his confidence. And maybe this is a game that boosts up his confidence a little bit, just like his rookie year. Just like his rookie year, where he had that one game, he kind of struggled against Cincinnati, but then he had a game against the Tennessee Titans. The Niners lost that game against the Titans. But after that, Ambry kind of skewed up. You get the big interception against the Rams. Next thing you know, Ambry Thomas is starting outside. And so, look, they went with those two guys that they drafted, right? Ambry Thomas and Deommodore Lenoir. For Deommodore Lenoir, which you'll be able to take over, I thought the switch was cool, but I just think that, not saying he wasn't ready, he struggled a bit in the slot, and it's that position. I expect every offense, I expect them to attack our defense from the slot. If you're telling me that this pass rush is back and that the outside corners can cover their men, I feel like they're going to have no choice but to attack the slot because it's the most quickest way to get a ball out their hands. And I think unless I would like to see Deommodore Lenoir there more if they're trusting Ambry Thomas, because I guarantee you the more he plays it, the better he'll get at it. That's what I'm trying to say.
And, I'll say this too. My Ambry Thomas take is this. He gave up 2 catches on 3 targets. No problem there. 0 yards after
the catch.
That's I mean, he's doing his damn job. You get that going and you force a turnover. That's positive on positive. Now, Demo played well outside. Demo struggled whenever he went into the slot. And people don't want to hear this, Wayne. And we've talked about this for 2 years now, way back with Jimmy Ward last year. Playing the slot is the most difficult position on the 49ers team. It's number one. It's the hardest offense, defense, because we play inside leverage and we don't put safety help over the top very often.
Thank you.
So it's just difficult. When Demo went inside, he struggled. But I don't even think that this is done. I think that this was a matchup move. Kyle said that they're going to continue to evaluate the slot nickel spot week in, week out, playing against the Jaguars, where they have all slot wide receivers and a slot tight end that's not really like big and tough. I do think that Isaiah Oliver will still get some play against bigger, tougher run teams because he is very, very good against the run. Even this year where he's been torched in the pass game, he has made some great plays against screens. He has made some great plays against the run. It's just coverage, which is a problem. I'm not trying to say like, oh, whatever. But I don't think that this is currently a permanent move at the slot position. I think it's a matchup-driven game. And if you play some of these more physical, run-heavy teams, I think Oliver could get some snaps in there. But, man, here's my thing that nobody's talking about. Charvarius Ward allowed 0 catches. 0. They targeted him twice. Like, that's pretty damn good.
It is pretty good.
0?
And we can still be we could still have that conversation. He's handsy, and he's gonna get called for these that 5-yard rule. It's just weird, right? And so can he play more press so that way he's just physical at the line of scrimmage, maybe to negate that defensive hold, because that 5 yards is what's really killing him. But I gotta shout him out because he broke up a touchdown play in the end zone, and they only got 3 points. like whoa! Like, all right, man, you can call me for a penalty, no problem. It's gonna break up the touchdown play and call it a day. And this is what you got him for: the long arms, the PBUs. You didn't get him for interceptions. You didn't sign him for any of that stuff. You signed him for PBUs, and that's who he is. I feel like Charvarius Mooney Ward can start a PBU university, and people will sign up because he just has that gift to break up plays, to be in the right position. Now, he does get some penalties, and it's going to happen to the discretion of the officials, but I thought he played a really good game.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.